I love solving addition problems with the part whole model because it's just so easy. So I usually use some loose parts to do this, and it's really good because you can put your 2 parts in there and then you move up to the train station and you add them all together. So I'm going to do this and show you how to do it. So can you see how I've written it down in a number sentence up here too? I've got my part, which is 2, the other part, which is 3, and I always put the sum or the whole number at the end. So the whole number is what we're looking for. So 2, I'm going to put 2 beads. That's one of the parts. The next one is, how many beads do I need? 3. 1, 2, 3. Now I don't put any more beads on this number bond because I've already got my 2 parts, and when I push them up there, that will be my whole. So you do not add more parts up here, you push these ones up to this one. So one part goes up to here and it connects with the other part, and now I've got the whole. So I'm going to count how many I've got all together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my answer is 5. And can you see how it's written down differently in a number sentence and in a number bond frame, but it actually tells us the same thing. These 2 parts, when added together, make the whole, just like this. Let's try another one. Okay, here's my number sentence and my number bond problem. 7 is one part and 2 is the other. And I've written it up in a number sentence here. 7 plus 2 equals. So this tells me how many beads or how many loose parts I need to put on. 1, 2, and if these beads weren't so tricky, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, just as long as it stays in that circle, I'm just going to count. I always double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Perfect. And it tells me how many I need on this side. 2. So I'm going to pop 2 down that side. Now again, don't add any more to this because we've got our 2 parts. We've got all the beads that we need. We just put our 2 parts together, all into the whole section, so we've got them all as a whole. Now I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 is my answer, and I can pop it up in my number sentence too. 7 plus 2 equals 9. 7 and 2 make 9. Good work, guys. Oh, this is a very tricky one. So we know 4 is one part, but they haven't given us the other part. And the whole is 11. So 4 plus something equals 11. We're missing these 2 parts. Again, I can use my beads to help solve this. So I know the whole number, when I've got all my beads on, it will be 11. So I'm going to put 11 down here. 5. I'm going to make rows of 5 just so I can make sure that I definitely get 11. So I should have 2 rows of 5, which is 10, and then one single one by itself. Oh, these beads are a little bit fiddly. Okay, just always double check you've got the right amount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Perfect. Now, how many do I have down in this part? 4. So I'm going to move 4 down here. So part of my whole number is 4. So this must be the leftover. This must be the other parts. Let's count how many we have in the other part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So our missing part was 7. 4 plus 7 equals 11. I'm going to pop that down here, and then I'm going to add it also into my number sentence. Fabulous! Great work, guys. Oh no, we're missing a part. We've got a whole number and one part, but we're missing this one. So it's 2 plus another part equals 6. How are we going to solve this? Well, I know that I have 6 altogether. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 6 in the middle, just in my whole section, because that is the whole amount. That is all the beads I'm going to have. I can't have any more beads. So 6 is the whole number, and part of 6 is 2. So I'm going to move 2 beads down here. So if I've moved 2 beads down here, then these beads must be my other part. Let's count how many I've got in the other part. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the missing part is 4. 2 plus 4 equals 6. Well done. Let's try that again. So this one is, how many different ways can I make 8? So I don't have either parts. Again, I do have the whole though, so I can use the part whole model to help me with this. So I'm going to put 8 beads in the whole section. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I always get you just to double check and count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. Now I'm going to decide how many I want to pull to one side. You might have a different number, and I hope you do have a different number. I'm going to pull 5. So 1, that guy doesn't want to go. 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've got 5 in this part. So I've got 5 as one part. Now I need to pull the rest of my parts into here. So let's count how many we've got. 1, 2, 3. 3. Oops, that doesn't look like a 3. Perfect. So the 8 is my whole, 5 is a part, and 3 is my other part. So if 7 is my whole number, then I can put 7 beads in there. So I'm going to put 7 in. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 is my whole number, but we don't have these 2 parts. We don't know what we had to add together to get to 7. But that's where you come in. And although we know the answer and we don't know the 2 parts, you can create your own number sentence. So I'm going to decide how many I'm going to pull down in this part. I'm going to pull down 2. 2 down in this part. So I know one of my parts, one of my parts is 2. Or I might put it in this side, just so. Perfect. Now I know the rest of these must be the other part, because if one of the parts is 2, then the rest would have to make up the other part. So let's count the other part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to write 5. So 2 plus 5 equals 7. And I can put it in this part whole model now. So I've got 7 as my whole, 2 as one part, and 5 as the other.